One, two, three, one, two, three. Mic check. Hello, everyone. This is probably the first time most of you hear me, but some of you might know me as Bad Aim. This is me, and this is Prison Architect and Island Bound, where I show you all the features and talk a little bit about some of them. So let's start from the beginning, which is gonna be creating a new island. We have two new options to do so. Island plot, which is a plot of land surrounded by water with a boat dock on it, about which I'm gonna tell you in a second. And the second one, connected island plot, which comes with a road connection, so there's more possibilities if you pick this one. Before we dive into new objects, helis, boats, emergency units, let's talk about one big game mechanic change, which is obviously water and prisoners' ability to swim. So you might ask, how does it work? And the answer to that is very simple. They have stamina, which won't allow them to swim super far away. You can see how much stamina they have by hovering on prisoners and looking up swimming and all the pluses they have. Once the pluses reach max, prisoners drown and the bodies vanish after a short time. So you don't have to worry about recovering them or anything like that. Also, we have two changes about water itself. The first one being a new type of water, which is shallow water that allows everyone to walk on it. And the second one is building on water and in the places that cannot be reached by workmen. Grass, dirt, mud, sand, water and water shallow will be auto-constructed if you decide to build them in the places that cannot be reached. For example, the middle of the ocean. Before we go to objects and the other stuff, there's one more thing, expanding the map. What happens if you do it? Well, you will get obviously your map expanded, but there will be nothing on it. Like, you won't get the other islands generated on the expanded parts and such. It will be empty. There will be only water. So you will have to create everything by yourself. Kinda sucks, but well, I guess it's not a big issue. And the second one is what was it? Throw-ins. Yeah. So you might wonder how it works when your prison is surrounded by water, and it works basically pretty much the same, because prisoners can still get contraband thrown in over the walls from outside of the prison, basically from water tiles and all the surroundings. So you have to keep that in mind. Time for the new content, and let's start with walls and floors. And there's only one of each, so I wanted to say that there's not much to talk about, but I'm gonna spend some time on the walls. First, let me go with the floor really quick. It's a wooden dark floor that can be placed outdoor. It has a very nice texture, and it's definitely one of my favorite floor types. And for the walls, oh boy, where do I start? It's something amazing, something so great that made me spend hours shaping and kind of decorating the island. Guys, it's cliffs. And you might ask, what's so special about them? Well, it's the look, obviously, and something else, because you are not limited to place them along the shoreline. You can place them everywhere, which means you can make the island to look like it has multiple levels, multiple high levels. It's so great. You can see on your screen right now. In my opinion, it changes the look of the island, the map very much, and it makes it so damn beautiful. Time for objects, and let's start with decorative. There's a fountain, buoy, life ring, red and green lamps, and stepping stones that can be placed on water and obviously can be walked on. There's a few types of them. There's a lily, palette, ice and stone. Next is scanner machine and scanner monitor. Scanner machine has to be placed in delivery or storage room where the workman will load the boxes on it. And obviously the machine has to be connected to the monitor where guard will be looking at the screen looking for contraband inside of the boxes. Then we have a checkpoint, which is 2x5 and one-way only object that allows you to have a stationed guard doing pat-down searches to all the prisoners passing by, and his effectiveness is based on how well rested he is. The next are helipads and boat docks, which work exactly the same as the road. This is where you will be receiving all kinds of supplies, visitors and prisoners. However, each of the docks and helipads can be customized by disabling transport of specific supplies and linking them to their own delivery zones, garbage, exports, and reception routes. As an example, you will be able to make it so prisoners arrive only by the heli to one specific helipad and nowhere else. And the road can also be customized the same way. Before we move to emergency units, I have to say a word about ferries. You can build a ferry dock to connect two islands and move things between them. Building one dock will create another one on the other island automatically, and the ferry will be moving between them every 30 in-game minutes, but can be dismissed manually whenever you want by clicking on it. The last one, obviously emergency units. They arrive by helicopters, and paramedics and firefighters work exactly the same way as the normal ones, so I'm going to focus only on elite ops, which are completely different than the riot guards. Elite ops is a 4-man squad equipped with machine guns that also comes in a heli, but this one you can control by selecting it, which is obviously very helpful as it allows to deploy soldiers in any place. All you have to do is find a good spot for the drop, click on the heli and select the deploy option. The elite ops squad will use fast roping technique to leave the heli and enter the combat or whatever you call them in for. So that's the emergency units. The last thing is the Rock Primate Prison, based and inspired by Alcatraz obviously, where you can play and test out some of the features, especially if you are a lazy boy. The Rock is also the name of the free content update that introduces dynamic reputations, but for more info about that, check out the wiki, which should be updated very soon. Anyways, that would be all from me. I hope the video helps. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.